Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live stream. Today we are going to be flying the CRJ by Aerosoft, a recently released aircraft, highly anticipated. But first, let me welcome everyone to this live stream. This is your host, Q8 Pilot, and today we're going to be flying from Lima Foxtrot Lima Charlie to Lima Foxtrot Papa Oscar. So, I was actually planning to do this as a review, sort of first impressions video, and then I thought it would be a lot better that I share with you guys in a live stream where I can learn from you guys as well. I'm pretty rusty flying this aircraft. I haven't had time to actually look around, so I spent the last half an hour just looking at the different features. I do apologize for not streaming this last night. I had back-to-back meetings until about 7 in the evening, so I had to cancel the stream because I was just absolutely exhausted. So, welcome everyone to the stream. We have Omari. Omari, welcome. Dougal, no worries, my friend, and thank you for your support. I wish you well. We've got with us Brick Spray. How are you doing, my friend? Waldemar. Is that Scott? Hello there. How are you doing? And Captain Race from the UK. Hello there, my friend. And we've got, is it CO183? Hello there, my friend, and welcome. So, what I'd like to do in this live stream is to kind of show you guys around. We're going to take a look at some of the features. As you can see, the 3D model is a very authentic replica of the real CRJ. All in all, the texture work and the 3D modeling, both inside and out, is done to a very high standard. And I enjoyed flying this aircraft in P3D, but this is very special. It looks very realistic in terms of the final rendition, and it's quite feature rich, and it's reasonably priced in my view as well. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hop into the 3D cockpit, and as you can see, this is a very well crafted 3D cockpit in terms of the modeling again and the textures. Everything is looking pretty good, high quality textures. The final finish is something I really appreciate, and there is a lot of depth in the system simulations as well. I claim to be no expert, by the way, in flying the CRJ. I do remember quite a bit from the P3D days, so we're going to use that to assist us. But I'm going to also use your knowledge of the aircraft to help me fly it today. So I'll be watching the chat very closely today in order to get some tips from you guys. But let's go ahead and bring up the EFB. This is one thing I really like, and I think Aerosoft has done very well. As you can see here, you'll see the Wi-Fi signal coming online, and you can see the battery here at 99%. And the battery will actually drain if we don't connect the power to the aircraft. So nice little details. Of course, you have the checklist from the originating to terminating checklist. You've got the performance. You can set the performance totally from within the EFB and send the information over to the aircraft. Takeoff speeds, landing speeds, everything can be set up from within the EFB, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And then, of course, the aircraft. As you can see here, we've got the passengers, cargo. Let's go ahead and connect the, let's see, open the door. And I'm not sure why the ground power unit does not want to connect. I've had this issue previously. I might need to change the location. Yeah, for some reason. All right, so I think what we're going to need to do is go to the main menu and select a different location for the EFB to work, but that's all right. So you guys are going to have to bear with me a little bit tonight. Overall, I think the CRJ is probably the most immersive aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator to date. In the jet, category, it's probably the best so far. Let's see if this parking location would work for us. And yeah, let's say fly. Now, of course, there was the Just Flight Piper Aero 3 that was recently released by Just Flight, which makes it, in my view, the very best general aviation available today for Microsoft Flight Simulator. But this one isn't bad as well. So we've got two aircraft that I think are at the top of the list now, the CRJ by Aerosoft and the Just Flight Piper Aero 3. Our approximate flight time today is 47 minutes, and we are going to be cruising at 16,000 feet. The weather was raining when I started the sim, but it looks like things have subsided. All right, we're back here. It looks like it started raining again. And by the way, just for you to know, the wipers actually don't have any effect on the rain, so it will just simply stay there. So let's bring up the AFV, and hopefully this time we're able to connect the ground power unit. Let's go to aircraft. This is where we stopped last time. We're going to put the doors in place. I think that was the mistake. I did not put the chocks. So now we have the ground power unit, and now we can connect it. Let's open the service door, and we don't need that one. All right, let's take a look from the outside. And this is what things look like. You can see the cargo door, the stairs deployed, and the service doors. Everything is now turned on. It's raining here at our location. We are flying in France, ladies and gentlemen, today. And let's go ahead and set things up here. Next, we've got the maintenance. I haven't really played around a lot with the maintenance tab, but it's there. And of course, you've got the options. We're going to select synchronized for the barrow, to sync between the captain and first officer. And we're going to select this one, flight director mode. And of course, you have the iris align time. You can also set that. There is a small menu item here. You can control the brightness of the electronic flight bag, power it off, and look at the About section. Right, so another feature is the Skycam. Now, it is static, so it does have some video feeds, but the feeds appear to be static. We'll take a look at it just as soon as we power the aircraft. Another thing is the fuel panel here, which you can use to set up the fuel for the aircraft right here. But yeah, we'll take a look at it once we power up the aircraft. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start the aircraft from its cold and dark state, and this is the state I prefer. So let's head over here to the control panel. And we're going to begin with the electrical battery master. Battery master is on, DC service is on, and now we have AC power. And if you take a look here, you'll see that the aircraft instruments are all lit up now, and the aircraft systems are initializing. Perfect. Omar Owen, hello there, my friend, and welcome. We've got Christian with us, the sim pilot. Ralph, hello, everyone who's just joined us here in the stream. And we're going to work our way down from left to right, as we normally do. We're going to turn on the nav lights. And we're going to head over here. We're going to leave all of this stuff. We're going to turn on the hydraulics. Hydraulics are turned on. Air conditioning, it says fault now, but as soon as we bring up the APU, things should be okay. And let's see, anti-ice, we'll leave those. We'll put those on low. And passenger and fasten seatbelt, non-smoking signs, and we're going to arm the emergency light. Perfect. Let's bring up Sim Toolkit Pro very quickly here. Let's see. There we go. And we're going to put on top. We don't need that. All right. So our final cruise altitude today is 18,000 feet. So we're going to set that here real quick. Right there. And I need to see what I'm doing, so let's do that. 17, and 18,000 feet is now set. And now we're going to head over to the, actually before we do that, let's come down here and set the IRS. Those need to be, all right, let's see here. Bring this back and set the RSs to nav mode. And now we can start programming the FMS. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure the nav data is current, the active database is current, as we can see here, and everything looks good. So we're going to go to position init, and our current location is Lima Foxtrot Lima Charlie, and stick that here, and then copy the current location into the scratch pad and paste it over here. And we're going to execute. We're going to go to flight plan and Lima Foxtrot Lima Charlie to Lima Foxtrot Papa Oscar. And the alternate is something we can get from Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo, Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo, and we stick that here. And the flight number is Air France 2574. All right, that's done. Excuse me. And right, I'll finish with the Alt tab. You need some, yeah, we do need some cockpit lighting, so I agree with you. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's bring up some lights here. Much, much better. And let's hide the yokes here for a minute. And we're going to bring up the lights here as well. Floodlights. Beautiful texturing, beautiful really work on the lighting and all that good stuff. And let's see here, cabin panel. And by the way, the passenger cabin is modeled in this aircraft, in case you're wondering. And there we go. Things look a lot better now. And we're going to do it on the captain side as well. There we go. All right, so we've got lights, and we're ready to continue programming the FMS. Now, for the performance, if we go here, we can put all this information here or in the EFB. So let's go ahead and put the fuel in from, let's check here, 9,200. So we'll say 9,200. Cruise altitude is 18,000, and with the CRJ, you actually need to enter 18,000 as opposed to 180, and that is now set. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at the EFB. We're going to go to the Performance tab, and we're going to change this to 0 fuel weight, which is a really nice feature. And we're going to remove everything here. And if we go to our Sim Toolkit Pro plan, we can simply grab this information here. So 60.4, so that's 60, 040, and we say enter. And for the fuel, we're going to remove all of that, and we're going to say 9,200, I believe, 2,200. 9,200. All right, let's see here, 9,200, and enter. Now, the nice thing is it plots exactly your payload information here, so you know that you're good for takeoff, landing, and so on and so forth, and you have all the information displayed here as well. Now, all we need to do is say init fuel from aircraft, or copy performance data into the FMS, or set payload in the simulator. In our case, we are going to select the middle option here, copy performance initialization data into the FMS. And if we go back to the FMS, you'll see that all the data is now populated here automatically. We're going to go to the next page. We're going to bring Sim Toolkit Pro here, and we're going to take a note of the weather information. So we're going to go to the next page, and in the next page we can enter all the information here. So we've got 360.13, 360.13. Let's see here. The clear button seems to always give me this issue. There we go. Let's see. Why is it not taking it? I hate this clear button. Oh, come on. All right. Let's see here. 360.13. I'm not sure why it didn't take that. All right. We're going to try 355 and 13. All right. It took that one. And then we're going to take the cruise, which is 04779, 04779. And for the arrival, 04016, 04016. And we are set, VNAV setup. The transition altitude here is 6,000 feet. And that's done. We're going to execute that. And let's go to the next page. Cruise altitude is 18,000, which is okay. And the descent transition altitude is, I believe, 5,000. So we're going to enter 5,000 right here. All right, all done. And we can now go to the flight plan. All right, so our flight plan today is, again, not very complicated. It's a very simple plan, as you can see here. We're going to fly from runway 26 through the mode 2W through to Mo, and then it's direct to Mouse, and then it's our destination. We're going to be doing an ILS runway 06. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and enter the flight plan. We're going to go to the departure, and the departure is the, let's see here, next page. That's the one there. And we're going to be doing runway 26 for departure today. We're going to execute that. And we're going to go to flight plan, go to the next page. And we can see that this is the transition as it appears here. And then we're going to go to Mouse. Not found. And now we have to suffer with this clear button again. Is it Mouse? M-O. Oh, it's Niner. Blame it on my glasses. Okay, so it looks like this is the star. Yeah, this is the star into, yeah, I'm sorry guys, my eyes probably need to get checked very soon. All right, so we're going to go back to the arrival, and let's go to next page. And it's the 9 Echo. That's not the one. That's the one, 9 Echo. And it is runway 06, so we're going to be doing an ILS approach. Let's see if there is any transitions here in our flight plan. And it looks like there's the Mulba no, that doesn't look like a transition to me. Let's see here. Nope, there is no transition, so we're just going to say execute. Let's go to the legs page and take a look now at our flight plan. And we're going to go to the next page. There's a disco there. We're going to clear that. And next page, another discontinuity here. And we're going to clear it. And while we're at it, I'm just going to remove the vector to final. And we're going to say execute. And now everything should look okay. Right, what we can do is we can reduce the range for one to see what our departure looks like. So this is a runway 26, some funny departure from our location, but that's all right. And we can change this to, let's see. We can change this one to plan, and then we can step through and check our plan, and it looks all right. All right, no discos, no funny things, so everything is looking cool. All right, let's bring this back here. All right. Okay, so we are now pretty much done in terms of the in terms of programming the FMS, and we are going to take a look at the altimeter. Let's see here, 1018, and we can set that here, 1018. Right, all done. Perfect. Still raining outside. Let's go ahead and now start the APU, and to do this we are going to turn on the left and right boost pumps, and we're going to start the power fuel, and then we're going to just make sure that the APU page is here, and we're going to start the APU. Right, the APU is now starting, and now we can close the doors.
Ground November 89er 82 Alpha requesting pushback.
All right, close, 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 and close.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Answer your request.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight. We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all...
Good afternoon, Captain Gio. How are you doing, my friend? Good to have you guys. Welcome everyone who just joined us here in the stream. AvGeek, hello, my friend. Airbus Aviator has become a VVIP member of the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you very much for your support, my friend. Very much appreciated. All right, APU is now available, and we are now ready to start the engines. We're going to turn on our beacon lights, and you can hear now the APU, and everything is looking good. All right, so we're going to come just down here, and we're going to engage the yaw damper and stab trims and the Mac trim, and everything is now ready for engine start. All right, we're going to start with the right engine first. There we go. Right engine is now starting. We can see it spooling here. Captain Gio, thank you very much for your support and becoming a VVIP member of the Q8 Pilot channel. Very much appreciated. All right, and let's give it some fuel. There we go. And now we have the right engine starting. They've really done a good job. Even with the heat flare, as you can see here, it looks pretty good. really fine aircraft by Aerosoft. Looks like we have something still. We can. All right, so we have a good start on the right engine. Let's very quickly. By the way, all of these buttons are simulated. So if we go here, you can see. If we go to the stats, hydraulics, electrical systems, fuel, the trims, everything is been modeled. It looks like there is a cargo door still open. All right, there we go. All doors are now closed. So really, really fine details, a very deep simulation of the aircraft. And we can now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we can remove the GPU and remove the chocks. And you have to be very careful with this step, otherwise you're going to have an engine shut down in mid-air, which I've had. All right, we're going to start the left engine now. Now, the nice thing in this aircraft, which was a complete surprise to me, is that when you lose engine power, there is a fan that deploys from the front of the aircraft, which kind of keeps the aircraft up in the air for as long as possible. Of course, it does not compensate for the engines, but it helps keep the aircraft at a safe altitude as you begin your checklist and begin descending to a nearby airport. So really, really fine details in this aircraft, and it was a complete surprise. I was actually doing something wrong, and right, I think we can go ahead and give it some fuel here. All right, there we go. And now we're starting the left engine as well. Right, we can set our speeds for takeoff from the performance page again. If you see these numbers, V1, 127, we have a wet runway today, so we're going to select wet runway, and we're going to say set all, and now you can see that all the numbers have been automatically set for us here. Again, in terms of usability, I think they made it very user-friendly, a very, very immersive aircraft, so lots of fun so far. Just by looking at everything. I haven't flown the aircraft, so if I do something wrong, you guys please forgive me. All right, so here we go. Looks like everything is cool. All our numbers are okay. And we no longer need the APU, so we can turn this off. And let's take a look here at the overhead panel. Everything looks fine. We're going to turn the taxi lights on. And by the way, the heads-up display is modeled and functional, so we can bring it down, just take a look at it. I personally don't use it, but you know, for those who like to use it, it's there and it's fully functional. All right, the next thing we're going to do is nose wheel steering is armed. And by the way, if you don't arm it, the aircraft would still steer on the ground, but you will not be able to see the wheels moving. So there we go. All right, we are ready to go. And since there is no pushback truck, we're going to release the parking brake and head over to runway 26 for departure. The parking brake is right here. So parking brake is released, and we are good to go. We can bring back our yoke now. All right, let's give it power. Why isn't the aircraft moving? Do we have the chocks still? No, the chocks are removed. Yet the aircraft isn't moving. It won't budge. There we go. Finally. Right, let's set our flaps. Flaps 8 for departure. Not sure why it doesn't want to move. All right, here we go. Just look at that view. Ooh. Where did that guy come from? Terrible weather conditions. And we have to taxi all the way to the end for runway 26. I'm not exactly sure what's up with the throttles. Really strange. I'm not sure, is it because we've got a wet runway or what exactly is the issue, but it looks like, you know, we've got the power dropping and now it looks like it's all right. We're taxiing at we're kind of fast. Matthew, hello there, my friend. There are still a lot of bugs in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but yeah. All right, let's see. Our speeds are set. Everything is looking good. We're just going to head over to the very end of the taxiway, and then we can depart. By the way, just for me to show you guys what I meant by that the wipers don't actually, they do operate. So if we move this here to the slow position, you can see the wipers, but they don't actually do anything in terms of the raindrops. So as if, you know, as if you don't have them. So kind of distracting, so I'm just going to turn them off. Very nice aircraft. The sounds are pretty good. Texturing is phenomenal. Very, very nice indeed. All right, we're approaching the runway 26 for, this is our departure runway today. And we can take a note of our, see, where's the performance page? There we go. So V rotate at 128 knots. FPS wise, I've done a few tests just to assess the FPS, and this aircraft actually compares to you know, the Airbus and all the other aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It uses a lot less resources than for example the 747 and the 787, but it is comparable to the A320, so not very heavy on frames if you ask me. But then you might need to tweak your settings a little bit in more involved scenery, maybe in London Heathrow, or I've tried it at Las Vegas, McCarran, earlier this evening just to assess the FPS, and I've got the Fly Tampa scenery, and it works perfectly fine. Maybe the FPS isn't as good as it is here, as we don't have that many buildings in this airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared for takeoff.
All right, this is the takeoff clearance. Let's turn on the landing lights and strobe. We don't need the logo, and I'm going to turn off the taxi light, and we are good to go. Let's take a look here with the lights and see what things look like. Just look at that. Just absolutely gorgeous. All right, folks, we are cleared for takeoff, runway 26. And I will be doing a giveaway next week of the IXEG 737 for X-Plane. I was planning it this week, but then I thought it wouldn't be very relevant doing an IXEG giveaway on a Microsoft Flight Simulator video. Not sure why we've got these issues with the taxiways in Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right, here we go. Tell you, this runway view looks phenomenal. The lights may be a bit too bright. All right, here we go. Now, we need to put the throttle on toga. So this is the toga position right there. So just so that we can see what we're doing. Let's give it a little bit of power. And there we go. Toga. And we'll rotate at 128 knots. Visibility is terrible. Right, we're coming up to V1. V1 and rotate. Positive rate, gear is going up.
A2 Alpha, you are not cleared to take off.
That's exactly right. All right, let's begin our turn.
Clermont approach
And we're going to go to
A2 Alpha is
climb.
21 miles west of Clermont. Request flight following.
We're going to increase the speed.
November 89 A2 Alpha, Clermont approach. Squawk 6324.
I think that's a very steep bank angle there.
Squawk 6324 A2 Alpha.
All right, and we're going to track our flaps. Going to reduce the bank angle a bit.
Radar contact 2 miles west of Clermont, 3,000 feet. Altimeter tree 0.06.
All right,
Copy A2
we're
Alpha.
looking okay. Bit too. There we go. That's much better. Looks like we've got some ice. That's okay. Let's do the following. We're going to click on speed, nav, and we're going to engage the autopilot. And we've got some icing condition there, so let's turn on the anti-ice. And now the aircraft should start. There we go. Legs page. And transition altitude. Barrel reference set to standard. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the aircraft is doing its thing. We're going to increase the speed to 250 knots. And I definitely need to get my eyes checked. I can't see a thing. All right, here we go. 250 knots. Perfect. Gotta love the 3D lights there. All looking fine and dandy. We'll do some external views as soon as we clear those clouds. Just want to make sure everything is okay. And so far, so good. I think it works as advertised. James, hello there, my friend. And we've got T-Mac. Hello there, my friend, and welcome. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kill the landing lights. And we can leave everything else the same. Finally, we can see some sky color there through the clouds. There, let's switch to external view. Wow. By the way, the contrails do work in this version of Microsoft Flight Simulator after the last update. Right, we're through to 12,000 feet for 18,000 feet. There's definitely a little bit of a turbulence here as we climb to our cruise altitude. All right, so the sky camera that I was telling you about is you can power it on here, and those feeds are, I believe, are static feeds. So yeah, and you can switch it to night mode as well. Just kind of a fun thing for you to have. I'm sure it will serve a different function in the future, but for now that's what it does. Look at that view, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that looks phenomenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now serving sandwiches.
Oh, that's good to know. If you guys are hungry, sandwiches are on the way. Just look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very nice view. Beautiful clouds. And let's go ahead and switch to external view. Look at that. Wow. That looks phenomenal. Look at all the details. Very, very nice. Some wing views as well. Now that is one hell of a view. Right, here we go. So we are getting to 18,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude today. And from that point forward, you can see now the speed button has disengaged. So we need to maintain our speed with the throttle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce power a little bit here. .285 seems like a good speed, so let me just put this at 285. There we go. And we're just going to try to maintain 285 and 18,000 feet. So, what are your thoughts on the CRJ, folks? This is one aircraft that I would definitely give the Q8 pilot seal of approval, and I rated a 9 out of 10. There are some There is some strange behavior as you come into land with capturing the localizer and glide slope. I think those issues are probably indigenous to Flight Simulator 2020 rather than the Aerosoft, but I'm not exactly sure if that's the case. But the aircraft flies very well. It's a wonderful aircraft to hand fly. At least that has been my experience in the P3D version of the aircraft. This is the first time I fly it in Flight Simulator 2020. Looks like speed needs to be adjusted, so let me adjust the throttle a little bit. But I'll tell you, this view is one hell of a view, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. FPS still pretty good. Is there any performance difference in the MSFS simulator at present? I'm using X-Plane. Well, the performance is, I think, still, in my view, it still needs to be optimized. So it's still not optimal for at least the machine that I have, which is a very powerful machine. So I would expect better performance, but hopefully those performance improvements will be brought in as we go. The sim pilot says, it's great, I'm loving the CRJ, most of the issues are related to the sim. I probably would agree with you there that the issues are related to the sim and not the aircraft itself. Sometimes the clouds line great, and then a lot of times it looks like volcanic clouds of ash that have been erupted and settled. That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah. All right, we're going to increase our range here just so that we can see. There we go. All looks good. And here's, we can take a look at the external view. And I think now you can see the texture work a little bit better as the sun, reflects directly on the panels. You can see the texture work is done quite well on this aircraft. I think this looks phenomenal. Air France, that's right, my friend. Right, so this isn't a very long flight, and we can take a look here. There are a few restrictions on the way, but everything looks good to me. So yeah, we can enjoy the ride now, and perhaps I will be running also a giveaway that's going to be an offline giveaway for the CRJ in the days to come. And what I will do is I'm going to be running 2 giveaways for the CRJ. One is going to be exclusively for members, and the other one is going to be open for the general public, all the subscribers and the followers of the channel. But it's time I give something special for my members. So the giveaway is going to be announced in the members only feed in the community tab on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. Malik says, if you go to the MFD menu on the FMS, you can select Windows on or VNAV. Typically we have the PF on VNAV and PM set to on. Alright, so help me out here. I'm not sure where I'm looking, but let's see. That's right. Right Alt and mouse click on any display, it will bring it up. I wasn't sure about what you said, Malik, there on the PFD. Let's see. Next page. Right, so we've got all this. So we've got the TOD here. And we've got about 78 nautical miles before top of descent. Our speed has fallen a little below the desired speed. Wow, I didn't know about that this even existed. Okay, so pop up, I'll click PFD, will pop up 2D, bottom left LS key, L6 under window, click VNAV. Is it here? I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Under MFD menu, alright, MFD menu, and then where do I go? Let's see. Bottom left. This one here? Right, let's see where we are. We can't be that much far from the top of descent point. MFD data first. All right. And MFD menu. And then what do I do here? Problem is, guys, I'm having trouble reading the chat. I'm not sure what is wrong with my eyes today. But yeah, I'm unable to read the chat properly. All right.
130.85 for Alpine 4069er.
Yeah. Need to be a shared cockpit with the, yeah, absolutely. All right, let me try to see what you guys are saying. So this is the MFD menu. Is it in the advanced? No. So it is here. And this is the left. Gotcha. So you select that to on. And perfect. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are the best. All right, let's bring this back here. And now we should be able to see the top of descent here coming up on the display. All right, we're looking good. Speed is good. Altitude is 18,000 feet. We're going to attempt to use VNAV. Let's see, where is the VNAV button? Where is the VNAV button? Huh. Yeah, I'm pretty rusty. Why is the APU still open? Oh, that's probably why. Guys, any idea where the VNAV button is? Ah, gotcha. So if we go here, that's the MFD menu. Oh, that's VNAV. All right. I see. All right. Under VST, check your EFB. All right, let's go to the EFB. Let's go to options. Let's see. Make sure it's enabled in the EFB if you're looking for the autopilot function. So where do you enable it from within the, let's see, maybe here. Let's see. Flight deck noises, performance data, flight plan, automatic sector transition, coupled VNAV available. All right, save options. There we go. Wow, how cool. All right, let me decrease the range here a bit. Wow, you know, it's a lot of fun flying it with you guys, because I would not have figured any of this out during this flight. It would have taken me, you know, my usual, you know, 2-3 hours reading through the manuals and you know, exploring things and testing things out before I actually find all this stuff out. But thank you so much, guys. You guys are really the best. Advisory, VNAV, and the FMS. All right, so what is that now? Make sure you have advisory VNAV enabled in the performance page. Okay. Let's see here. Flight plan. VNAV setup. Next page. I'm actually not sure if it's in the real aircraft or not. I cannot really say. But yeah, we're looking good. Mission summary. VNAV status. Oh, there's quite a bit of stuff here. By the way, I got carried away, but I'm not sure where the top of descent is. I absolutely don't have an idea. Click the performance button in the FMS. I have no clue. That's performance. So advisor VNAV is enabled. Alrighty. Looks like this is the TOD, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's the top of descent. So once we are closer here, we are gonna use VNAV to descend. So I'm gonna reset the MCP altitude, and I believe that the platform altitude is 3,000. Let's just make sure. Looks like it's 4,000. All right, so let's go to 4,000. Let's go ahead and reset the MCP altitude to 4,000 feet. And 4,000 is set. Let's decrease the range here a bit so we can see. All right, I'm getting close to the top of descent mark now. Wow, it's quite, you know, the system simulation is quite deep in this aircraft. I have a lot of appreciation for what Aerosoft has done here. All in all, really a very good aircraft. And I did fly this aircraft quite a bit in P3D. It's a fun aircraft to fly without a doubt. Too bad the J. Rowland, Javier Rowland aircraft for X-Plane has not received any updates. Again, our speed has fallen there a bit, but that's all right. All right, let's take a look here. And that's TOD right there. So we're almost there. Hey Dougal, how are you doing, my friend? Now I heard that Aerosoft will be also releasing an Airbus A320 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is encouraging news. As we get more aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think it would actually encourage me to use the platform a little more. But for the longest time, I was only flying the Airbus A320, the project, the fly-by-wire project, and the Just Flight Piper 28 Aero 3 recently is another great addition. But all the stock aircraft that comes with Microsoft Flight Simulator are not up to the mark in my view, with the exception maybe of the Cessna 152. All right, so this is the top of descent mark, and let's see if VNAV would work. I'm doing very well, Two-Tone Murphy. Thank you very much, my friend, for asking, and I hope you're doing the same. All right, folks, we are approaching the top of descent mark. Let's bring this up. And all right, so that's the top of descent. And we should be able to say VNAV. And let's see if it works. Looks like we started the descent. And with that, our speed would increase, so we're going to reduce our speed. Wow, works as advertised. Thank you guys really for this. Really appreciate it. Now, the ILS frequency is automatically programmed, but we are going to take a note of it just in case. Right, so let's bring up Sim Toolkit Pro. And let's take a look. The ILS frequency for runway 6 is 108.5. The approach course is 61 degrees. And that should come up somewhere here. So we'll wait. If it does not automatically update, then we will take care of it ourselves. And what I'm going to do is... Angelo, thank you very much for becoming a VVIP member here at the Q8 Pilot channel. Appreciate your support. We are going to go, ladies and gentlemen, to 220 knots. You know what? Let me just bring this up here because I am having issues today with seeing everything on the screen. All right, and we're going to click on speed. Speed is not going to work because VNAV is on. Okay. We're descending at about 1.7, so 1,700 feet per minute, which is probably a bit on the high side. I gotta bring this up again to see what we're doing here. There we go. All right. So we're gonna keep reducing our speed and descending to 4,000 feet to intercept the localizer runway 06 at our destination. All's looking good. Thank you very much, Angelo, for your kind words. I really appreciate it. Just look at that view. Beautiful. Those textures are phenomenal. Very well made. Overall, I think, yeah, it sets the bar pretty high for the next Payware aircraft for Flight Simulator 2020. Right down to 12,000 feet for 4,000. We're looking good. Is the CRJ performing well so far? Well, it is a very well-behaved aircraft so far, and it works as advertised. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Fly Guy, hello there, my friend, and welcome. I'm doing very well, and I hope that you are doing the same, and that all of you guys are staying safe and well, you and your families. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet now. Frames are actually pretty good, so I haven't had any issues with frames so far. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn on the landing lights. Landing lights are now on. So, yeah, in terms of performance, I haven't had any issues with performance. Now, of course, if you go to a location where the scenery is a bit more involved, then you might actually get issues with performance. So far, I'm doing okay in terms of performance with the CRJ. Hey James, how are you doing, my friend? I haven't had a chance to play with it much, but the one thing I noticed is the drag is way off during the landing phase. I would have to agree with you. I've had the same issue with another aircraft, not the CRJ. But let's see what happens. I always feel the drag is off in all the aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it might actually be something to do with the sim and not the aircraft, but we'll see. Here I'm going to attempt the first landing here today with you guys, so let's see what happens. Looks like we need some speed there. Alright, let's take a note of our approach speeds, and let's go to performance here. Alright, so landing speeds, VREF is 134 knots, landing speeds V2, that's for go around, is 141. VFTO, I'm not sure what that is. If you guys know, let me know. Yeah. Right, so we are now, is there a restriction there? Why did the aircraft stop descending? We are descending kind of at a very low rate now. For some reason. Alright, the transition altitude is, I believe, 6,000. I'm not sure why the rate of descent has slowed down. Well, you're not, Lewis, you're not totally late for the party. I think the party starts normally at approach and descent and landing. So I think you're good there, my friend. I think we still have quite a way before we are at our destination. But I'm not sure why the rate of descent has slowed down significantly now. And I do want to keep the speed up. So let me give it some speed there. Tell you, the clouds in Microsoft Flight Simulator is just phenomenal. Not sure why the rate of descent, now we're climbing. Huh. That's very strange. Right, looks like we're descending now again. I honestly don't know why the aircraft is doing what it's doing. With the coupled VNAV option you've enabled. Alright. Now, I'm getting a little worried about our altitude. With the coupled VNAV option you've enabled, yeah, what's with it? So what do I need to do to accelerate the descent? Ah, I see, that's the dot, so that's what it's doing, I see. It's a 3-degree path, yep. Well, we'll leave it for now, and if needed, then we can make small adjustments as we approach. By the way, the heading should always be pointing in the direction of flight. So let's set that to 2905. And we're going to reduce the range a bit here. All right, that's good. Pressing the middle of the heading knob, synchronize it. Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you for that. Today, I think I've got a lot of tips from you guys, so thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it.
82 Alpha contact northerly approach on 123.875.
123.87582 Alpha.
Right, we're looking good about 2,700
6,800 feet.
for our final platform altitude.
November 8 9 2 Alpha, Orly approach, continuous planned.
And we're going to start reducing our speed now to 200 knots. And we're still looking good. All right, let's take a look here. So as you can see now, the frequency, I believe, has changed to 108.5. The approach course is 61 degrees. So that has been automatically set by the aircraft computer. And we don't need to do anything there other than switch to localizer mode. And the aircraft will automatically capture the localizer once we are at the platform altitude. Looks like VNAV is really working pretty well and descending at a steady rate now of 500 feet per minute, keeping the dot here in the middle. Looks like there's an aircraft there. All's looking good. Visibility isn't that great at the moment, but hopefully it will be at 4,000 feet. Lots of clouds here in the vicinity. Felipe, how are you doing, my friend? Love the plane, but definitely have to lose some time learning how to program a flight plan properly. Hopefully I'll have some tutorials. We're approaching 5,000 feet, which is the transition altitude. So let's go ahead and bring this up. And let's see what is the transition, what is the weather is 1025. So let's set that. Ah, sorry, not that. 1025. There we go. 1025 is set. And it looks like we're going through some clouds here, as you can see. So visibility isn't that great.
France Soleil 475, contact Paris Center on 125.7.
Right, we're getting close to our platform altitude of 4,000 feet.
125.7, France Soleil 3475.
And we're actually getting pretty close to our destination as well. And that's the beginning of our turn. All right, let's start reducing our speed. And we're going to set those speeds now. Set all. I think my frames are not sure what's going on, but yeah, it looks like the frames are pretty bad right now. Is it? Yeah, it looks like the frames are for some reason gotten really bad. But hopefully it will subside. Wow, I'm not sure what happened. Please don't crash. But it's almost unflyable now. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to attempt to go to an external view and then back in. Maybe that'll fix it. I'm not sure what's going on now. That's like now probably 1 FPS per second or so. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I honestly am not sure what is going on. I mean, I just hate it when things like this happen, because we are at the approach now, and I'm not sure what to tell you guys, but at least no CTD. Yeah, exactly. Sadly, yeah, I'm not sure what to do, what to make of this now. But let me try and go to... It's going to be very difficult to do anything with this. Oh wow, that's like terrible. That's really, really bad. All right. Looks like things have subsided now, so we're good. And we're going to go here, and we're going to change the nav source to localizer 1. And we are going to hit the approach button. Approach. Heading select.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land.
Yeah, unfortunately, we,
until we have stopped.
you know, the slowness that we've experienced has made it a little difficult for us to do all of this at the right time. But at least we are looking okay now. You can see we are below the glide slope there, but hopefully we can correct this. Let's go ahead and reduce our speed. We're going to set VREF, and we are going to lower the landing gear.
On the approach ramp, so lane
And
3475 is at 11,000 feet, descending 10,000 feet.
all right, let's begin with the flaps.
475 Orly approach, continue to PO 611 as planned. Altimeter 30.27.
And the aircraft should begin the turn now. All right. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disengage the autopilot, and I'm going to hand fly the aircraft. Now, this has probably happened because we did not align at the right time due to the problems we've had with the FPS. So everything, it's my aircraft now, and I'm just going to hand fly the aircraft. Still, it's pretty jittery for some reason.
France Soleil 475, descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. France Soleil 475.
Man, when the FPS isn't good, it becomes really difficult to fly the aircraft. We're off the localizer, off the glide slope, but hopefully we'll make it. Just doing some really strange things. By the way, it could be my internet connection. I'm not sure.
3475, you are 19 miles southwest of Orly. Contact Orly Tower on 118.7 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118.7, Fairfield 3475.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And touchdown. Let's get the reversers out. And manual braking.
Please remain seated until the
Well, folks, you have the landing grade. I don't. It was definitely a good recovery from, you know, the really low FPS that we've experienced, and I maybe probably jinxed myself. I'm not sure if it was an internet issue or if it was the aircraft or MSFS. I really don't know, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed the last moments and the landing into our destination today. Yeah, the sandwiches are probably splattered all over the place now. Excuse me. Minus 118. That's not bad. We're just going to go straight to the terminal. Well, very kind of whoever is, that's a live player, so whoever it is, thank you very much for giving us the way. Well, maybe he changed his mind. Yeah, it was it was probably a little bit nerve-wracking when you get, you know, this issues with FPS performance when you're live streaming. But nonetheless, you guys are all good sports, and we've made it safely here. So yeah. I think the guy was sitting right there, but all right. Ooh, wow, that was really nerve-wracking. All right, let's kill the engines. We'll leave everything else as it is. Well, folks, I hope that you've enjoyed this flight as much as I enjoyed it. It was a bit nerve-wracking towards the end, I agree. But nonetheless, we've made it safely here to our destination. I hope that I provided you with a good overview of the CRJ 700 by Aerosoft. Really a fine aircraft in my opinion, and one that I highly recommend if you are using Microsoft Flight Simulator. I want to thank you guys for tuning in this evening. It is evening in Kuwait, or if it's morning, wherever you are in the world, then good morning to you. And until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.
Orly approach France Soleil 475 is missed approach at Orly.
France Soleil 475, you are 2 miles west. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed below 250 knots. Expect ILS runway 06